Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the latest information released for the All Out Ultimate Battle Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta and Super Saiyan Trunks Teen, otherwise known as the Super Saiyan Trio. Now, I think it's the worst kept secret ever. The hint they provided was really obvious, and so everyone knows that it was going to be these guys, and I think alongside them Android 13 AGL will also get an easy A. At least I hope so. I think it's a really good time to give him one, and I think it'll really mesh well because he's one of the few units that he links really well with Android 21, but also he's kind of on his own, so to say, and I think he could use an improvement. But let's talk about this unit. So they are a Super Saiyan's category lead of 200%. Flat 200% generally means Carnival unit, so they're probably going to be a Carnival LR unit. Makes a lot of sense. They have Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, Saiyan Warriors, Experienced Fighters, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power as their link set. Basically the perfect Super Saiyan link set. They're going to link well with pretty much any Super Saiyan that exists from the Android Cell saga. Your Gokus, your Vegetas, they're going to link well with your Vegeta Goku, kind of hybrid units, any of those 3rd year anniversary LRs, etc. So pretty good stuff. The 3 Super Saiyans, they activate the entrance animation only, once only, and attacks are effective against all types, and they reduce damage received by 30% for 5 turns from the character's entry turn when there are another 2 or more movie heroes or Super Saiyan category allies on the team upon the character's entry. That's pretty interesting. So basically they will have 30% damage reduction and effective against all types of attacks if you have 2 or more Super Saiyans or 2 or more movie heroes. So gives them a little bit of flexibility. In these situations generally you can't have like one superhero and one movie hero. You have to have 2 of the one or 2 of the other. You can't have like at least 1 of each. You have to have 2 of each. It's not really a big issue though. Key +3, attack and defense of 180%, and additional attack and defense of 130% when attacking, and additional key +3 per int key sphere obtained. They randomly change key spheres of a certain type to int key spheres when there's another superhero or movie heroes attacking in the same turn, and they launch an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack for every 3 key spheres obtained, up to 3 additional attacks within the turn. So they have 180% attack and defense, an additional attack and defense of 130% when attacking. This is pretty good. It's multiplicative. They're doing this a lot with units, so they'll have decent defense after super. They then get an additional key +3 per key sphere obtained, int key sphere obtained. They randomly change any key sphere to an int key sphere when there's another Super Saiyans or movie heroes category ally attacking in the same turn. Again, not too difficult to achieve. And then they will launch an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack for every 3 key spheres obtained. So if you get 9 key spheres, they can launch up to 3 more additional super attacks, which is very interesting. They have that's very interesting. Can be activated when they have an active skill, which can be activated when all allies attacking the same turn are Super Saiyans category characters starting from the 3rd turn or starting from the 6th turn. Massively raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage, and within the same turn guarantee critical hits. This is pretty obvious. Super Saiyans, joined forces, movie heroes, transformation boost, Kamehameha, final trump card, connected hope, and power of the wishes. Pretty obvious. And then this is where I wanted to see, because this is very interesting. Greatly raises attack for 3 turns on their 12 key. Okay, that kind of ruins it a little bit for me. I like the 18 key effect, greatly raises attack and defense for 3 turns, because you can hold a stack of that. But I would have been very interested to see if they greatly raised defense for 1 turn on their 12 key, because then their after super defense would have been insane. Having greatly raising defense, the way their defense works, the 180 by the 130%, the like guaranteed, well not guaranteed, but the high chance to like fire off multiple super attacks, all would have really meshed well with greatly raising defense on their 12 key. Even for 1 turn, it means that after super they would have had like huge defense. They still probably will. I mean, we're looking at a unit that when everything's all said and done, if you put everything together, are probably going to have close to, I don't know, 1.5 million defense, just give or take, knowing their stats. They're int types, they have a high defensive stat. I just think it's interesting that they very clearly limited it to the 18 key because they knew that putting it on the 12 key would make them crazy defensively after Super. Their best linking partners, by the way, are going to be the Tech Goku or the AGL Gohan. They're going to share like 6 links with them, which is fantastic, and they're going to meet both of their requirements. So there's some strong units out there for them to kind of link with that suit them being in the second start. The active skill is pretty straightforward nowadays. The whole like, oh, you get it from the 3rd turn if you have the right team, but otherwise 6th turn. Categories, decent stuff. Obviously, not being on pure Saiyans or Goku's family or Vegeta's family or anything like that does limit them a little bit, but it seems decent. I think overall they're in a decent space. I think the only hindrance or the only shame is that they don't greatly raise defense on their 12 key. They are probably still going to get to decent defensive levels. 180% with another 130% int LR stats. For example, int Vegeta, very famous for having a huge defensive stat. They got the multiplicated passive. They've got the ability to greatly raise defense for 3 turns. So yeah, I think they'll be fine. They're going to be fine defensively. They're not going to be terrible. I just think giving greatly raising defense for 1 turn on their 12 key would have been hilarious to make them super duper powerful. But yeah, let's take a look at their animations and kind of see where everything goes from there. So I think as someone who... So Android 13 was one of the few movies that I owned on DVD back in the day. I actually had it on... Well, I had one of the other ones on VHS, but I had Android 13 on DVD. And it was like my favorite movie because it was like one of the few I could watch. And this scene was so awesome to me. And I think they do pretty well, considering that, remember, there's no actual animations, or there's very few animations that kind of highlight all 3 Super Saiyans really giving it a go, where they're not getting curb stomped by fused Android 13. I think they do very well. Like Trunks, for example, here, technically speaking, he actually gets his sword broken. They obviously kind of adapt that with his other animations. You can see where they've borrowed from some other animations for other units, which I think is important, but I do think they do quite well. I think for me, they look good. I think, honestly speaking, they look pretty good. I actually think the animations are well done. I think the intro animation is pretty well done. I think considering they've had to obviously adapt some of the source material to really kind of make things work in terms of a Dokkan attack. Because remember, Dokkan attacks are always something that have to look like you're winning. So you can't have like the sprite of the enemy kind of counteract you. So I think they do really well. They adapt them really well, and I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, good stuff.